Hello. It's been only a few seconds since the last one, but for you, it's probably been a few weeks, if not more than a month. But I'm going to be unwrapping another book off my shelves. I'm a little bit nervous about this one. Last book I read didn't go so well, but I'm hoping this one will do a lot better. Hoping for the best. There are some huge, chunky books on this shelf though. Thick books. So I'm hoping if I do get a big one, I'm only reading one. If I get a small book, I will choose the second one. If the second one is big though, I might not survive. I got my mug, there's koalas in it, so let me take the koalas out. There's around 27, 30 books on the shelf behind me, and here are the little slips. So let me go pick one out and see what I'm gonna be getting for December, because it is obviously, you know, the holidays, unwrapping books. I feel like it's very thematic, so I decided to unwrap one at least, if not more. So let's see what this one's going to be. I like the sound of that, sorry. Sorry, Canadian. All right, I'm gonna try showing you first. I think it's like 3, 5, 15 are the ones I don't want. I don't even have to look behind me to know. Let me show you the number is first. Okay, so what number is this one? 29. That's a later book. Okay, that's kind of big. That's a little big. Okay. Sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. Oh my god. Unfortunately for me, this is one of the most reflective wrapping papers in the world. That's why I have the newer ones that are a lot nicer and not reflective. These are the ones I used originally that are going to blind you. Can you see the book? Sorry. I'm trying not to think about what book this is, but now that I thought about it, I think I might know. I think I know what this is. I think I know what this might be, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. I want to be surprised, you know? I want to not know what these are because I want to be surprised, but like for some reason, I feel like I have an idea what this could be. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'll let you know if I guessed it right. This is a solid paperback. I think I know what this might be. It's very loud wrapping paper to unwrap. I might have to mute you, but I'll unmute you when I'm done. It's also like unrippable. I don't understand. Why am I shocked? This is literally the exact, oh my god. I'm going to be reading from Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, right? That's how you spell it. Yeah, that's how you say your name. Okay. I own, where is it? If you peek behind my books, I have the second book, Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, right there. So I have the first and second book, and I haven't picked them up. I was going to read this when it first came out. I actually bought the first 2 books when it was like just brand new, and then I just decided not to get any more, and I also decided just whatever. I actually think I might annotate this because I think I might like it. Now, I know that there's a little bit of controversy around this author, so I don't want to pretend I don't know about that because I do know about it. I already own these books, so I'm going to just read them. Probably not buy the rest of the series because I forgot exactly what happened, but I just know there is issues around this author, so I'm going to be a bit careful tipping around that. I have a few authors on this frickin' shelf that are problematic in some way, and it's just frustrating. Like, can you please stop, authors? Just be... This is from Blood and Ash, a very, very, very popular fantasy romance series. I know it's still going. There's like side books, side stories. I know this kind of went downhill for a certain reason. I do know what the reason is, but still, I'm a little bit excited about it. I'll be honest with you, because I think this is about like, I think it's about a woman who's like a virgin and she wears all white and she has to like be pure, and then she has like a bodyguard, and then he has to like keep an eye on her, but they end up doing things together. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about, and it sounds fun. Her name's Poppy, isn't it? I forgot what the guy's name is. Hawk. Yes, Hockey. Hawk and Poppy are the couple in this book. Unfortunately, I'm only unwrapping one book because this is a big one. 600 pages. So, because it's 600 pages, I'm only gonna be unwrapping one this month. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing more than 600 page book, okay? That's just too much for me, all right? I already have a whole TBR for December. Adding 600 pages onto it and more on top of that, no, not happening. I'm excited to get to it. It's a very popular fantasy romance series, so I'm excited to try it. Like a few years ago when this first came out, I would have loved this. Do I really like it now though? That is questionable. So let me go and read this. I'm a bit warm, so let me go and pick up some books and read. Annotating also takes me so much longer. So yeah, I might actually write in this book. I'm gonna go do that and update you because that's what the whole point of this video is. Let's start from Blood and Ash and see if I enjoy it. Well, hi. What are the chances that the garbage truck or the mailman appears in the next 5 minutes? Knowing my luck, pretty high. I have my tea, my orange Picot caffeinated tea. I usually have decaf, but decaf is expensive, so we're not doing that in this world. And that's fine. I've read the first 50 pages, so I got not very far into it. Annotating this makes me take twice as long. Instead of 1 hour of reading 50 pages, it takes me about 2 hours to read 50 pages. So That's not ideal, but it's been fun annotating and just kind of get my thoughts across. In the beginning, I didn't really highlight or underline anything because it was just kind of starting the world and kind of introducing us to Poppy as a character. So Poppy is, okay, this book kind of went in a direction I didn't expect. So Poppy in this book I thought would be very like, she would start off innocent and meek, and then eventually she would become, you know, like more, she would open up and get out of her shell. But it kind of starts off in the very beginning like that. Like she instantly starts to kind of want to get out of that shell. She doesn't want to be this innocent virgin person who has to keep pure just to get ascended and all this religious stuff that she doesn't really want to do. And so she goes to a like brothel. I'm not entirely sure, but she goes there. She sees her purity as like this thing that she just wants to get rid of. So she's here and she considers it, but then someone that she knows, like kind of like her father figure, someone that kind of helped to look after her, comes into the establishment and she's like freaking out. She's like, I don't want him to see me here. I can't have him see me here. And then she sees him and she's like, oh God, I don't want to see him here either. And so the person that works there is like, hey, go upstairs. There's a room upstairs. Go sit in there. And when he's gone, I'll tell you and I'll come get you. And so Poppy goes up to the stairs and she goes into the room. And that's when Hawk shows up because he's in the room. Surprise, surprise. And he starts to like kiss her and stuff because she's wearing the outfit of her friend. And so he thinks that that's the friend that he's like kissing, but it's actually her and he has no idea. And so things are happening, it, you know, it gets a little bit almost steamy, but then he stops and he's like, you're not who I think you are you? And she's just like, how did you know? And he's like, you don't kiss the way that she does. And I'm just like, oh God. She has her first kiss with him and it's just interesting. It's a weird, it feels a little bit strange, but also I'm kind of interested in it. I mean, I'm having a fun time. It just started. Still in the room together talking, so they're still like in the same vicinity of one another. I'm kind of coming to the idea that maybe when he finds out who she is, he's not going to be this forward with her. Because right now he's all like, oh yeah, I'm into this. This sounds fun. But I feel like once he finds out who she really is, he's not going to be as into it because he has to like guard her. And his whole goal is to keep an eye on her and obviously just protect her in general. So I don't know if he will be this open to sleeping with her once he finds out who she really is, but I also hope that's the case because I went into this hoping it was a slow burn. In reality, they're like making out and laying on the bed together in the first few chapters and I was like, excuse me, I expected a slow burn. But like I said, maybe as it goes and he figures out who she is, he will probably kind of slow it down with her considering he doesn't really want to do that with her. That's my assumption. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I have just barely made a dent, so I can't make all the updates this long. But I do obviously want to talk about it as I go and kind of give ideas how I feel. Right now, I'm just kind of curious about it. Like, I don't really know how to feel about it yet. It's very easy and simple. Like I said, I really want it to be a slow burn. I'm hoping it will be because there's so many books in the series. He's already calling her princess and I already know that's going to be like a thing he always does and it's going to be kind of annoying. I don't mind nicknames. I actually love nicknames in books, pet names. I don't really hate any other than like the really weird ones. I actually like pet names. They're cute, okay? I like them. But if you call them that every single sentence, I'm going to say, shut up, please. You're just annoying me at this point. If he says princess, like every single time he says anything to her, it's annoying, okay? Just one time every so often. Not every single sentence, buddy. Please stop doing that. I'm not sure when I'll be continuing this. Today is November 27th, so this could be on, I could be reading this another week from now. I'm trying to finish my like November books before I start my December books. So I'll probably have to wait a little bit before I get to this one, but I'm going to continue this soon. I'm also hopefully going to study my Korean. I've been trying to get back to it because I've been slacking. I started in 2020, pretty much stopped doing it for years, and now I'm kind of going back into it, but it's really hard for me to go back into it because I just have really bad memory and vocab is my weak spot. I'm so bad at vocab. Anyway, I hear the garbage truck coming, so I'm going to get off soon. I always wanted to do like studying vlogs of like me and studying Korean, but I feel like no one wants to do that on BooktTube. Okay, the garbage truck's coming. I will update you soon and when I can, okay? Goodbye. I'm gonna do a little bit of a flashing lights warning. I don't really know, it's like twinkling lights, so just be wary if you are prone to anything and just be careful that there are going to be some lights in the background of this next clip. Hi, it's me again. Are you tired of me? I actually did a few fun things this week. So one of the things I did, I went to a night market, which was kind of like a Christmas market where there's like a bunch of vendors and they were selling a bunch of things. It was so cute and so pretty. There was like a beautiful place I showed on my Discord already, but it's like this place that looked like a fairy house. Like it was so gorgeous, like a fairy tale. I still enjoyed my time there and it was like good vibes. It was negative 10 degrees Celsius, so I was freezing my butt off, but I had a great time. I'm also wearing a Christmas shirt. You see it? It says Santa Paws and it has guinea pigs I think, guinea pigs on it. I probably got this when I was in college, but they were doing this thing where if you bought a shirt, some of it would go to the Humane Society. And I actually worked at the Humane Society, not the place, but the office building. So I worked in the office building, or I volunteered there for high school. So it's kind of weird to have a Humane Society of Canada shirt when I worked in the office of that building for my volunteer hours. So anyway, just random facts about me. Let's talk about why we are here, and that is to talk about From Blood and Ash. I am officially 200 pages in. I am a third of the way through. I didn't update you until the 50-page mark, and so it's been 150 pages since I updated you last. And honestly, not a lot has happened, surprisingly, even though, like I said, it's been a while since I updated you, because since the last chapter, it was just a really steamy time, and I was just a little confused by that at first. But it's kind of tapered down a bit, because like I assumed what would happen is that Poppy had this whole moment, and then she left, and now she's back into her normal lifestyle, and it's not the best, I'll be honest with you. I don't love the people there, but regardless, she is there, she's back with everyone, and there's more kind of information that we've been given. It's kind of just like a lot of information, a lot of lore, and just things that are going on in the world, and I've been really curious about it, although it's just kind of like, okay, it's not the most in-depth or intense lore, but it's enough that I can just keep an easy track of it. Like, this is not going to use a lot of my brain power. I'm enjoying it, and I am annotating it. It's been a fun time, and I'm enjoying it, but I don't think it's amazing. Like, it's not amazingly written, it's just easy to consume, and I think I'm really enjoying that. That's like kind of the reason why I'm liking it, just because it's so easy to consume. I'm really enjoying my annotation process of this, and it's just great. This book has a few interesting concepts in it, one of them being Atlanteans, which are pretty much vampires. They're people who have fangs. I think they have it on both, I'm not entirely sure, but regardless, they at least have the upper two canines, and so they consume blood. She's doing research on Atlanteans and seeing information about them because something is happening. I'm not gonna say what it is, and she's very curious about Atlanteans. Then we have Craven. Craven are kind of like the feral versions of Atlanteans. Atlanteans can turn them into Craven. So for example, if an Atlantean bites someone, I believe that they could become Craven. We have obviously Poppy, who is a maiden. She's kind of chosen by the gods, that they say at least. She's going to be ascended at some point and become this being that lives for like a long time, and maybe even for eternity. I don't even know, but all I know is that it doesn't seem like she wants to do this, but she kind of has the obligation to, because this is what she's been told to do, because the gods want this for her, even though she doesn't want it. I feel for her, I honestly do. I don't want her to have to go through something she doesn't want to experience, because who wants to do that? We also have Tawny, who is Poppy's best friend, or I should say friend. It's kind of confusing, the relationship. I feel like Poppy doesn't really want to call her a friend for some reason, because she feels like she's like forced to work with her. There's like a reason, but every single time Poppy talks about it, she kind of like eludes the topic. It's a little bit confusing. I think it's gonna be more discussed later on, but Tawny's an interesting character, and I do know there is some things around Tawny, because first of all, her name is Tawny, and she's like one of the only dark-skinned characters, and it's just really strange to call a darker skinned character and like the only one in your book Tawny. Not only that, but she's the best friend to the female protagonist, who is white, and it's a bit weird because it even mentions that she like bathes Poppy and helps her in those ways. Hawk at one point says that she's her maid, and Poppy gets a bit upset about this, that like she's not my maid, but then I'm like, she's not, but she does things for you. So it's just a bit confusing as to who Tawny is to Poppy exactly. I mean, it probably will be discussed more later on, but I'm a little bit nervous. I'm also afraid that Tawny's not going to survive, because that's also another stereotype that happens with some books where the BIPOC friend or character doesn't make it, and I'm just hoping that does not happen, because I swear. I actually honestly personally like Tawny as a character, even though obviously she is written in a way that I don't like. I do like her as a character, as a personality, because she's just so fun. She's so cute. The way that she talks about Hawk, like everyone's fawning over Hawk, and she is too, and it's kind of like endearing to see her just openly not caring about what people say around her. I've also reached the point where Hawk is now Poppy's guard, and I am so excited about it. And the way that he said her name instead of saying maiden, I don't know. There's something there. I like it. I don't really know how I feel about Hawk yet, because personality hasn't really shown much, and so I'm curious how he's going to be overall as it progresses, and I'm a little bit curious about him because I don't know if I like him. I mean, I am fawning over him, but I don't know if I will like his personality, and that might change. I might not like him as much once I know his personality, but right now I am enjoying him. Like the way that he's described in his armor and his weapons on his hip, and My goodness, the way I would fall head over heels for him if he was real, 100% I would do it. There are a few characters I hate. One of them is the Duke. Abysmal. Don't like him at all. There's that other guy. What's the other guy's name? Ian. Don't even ask me about him. And you know what? They can fall over and never get up again. I'm on page 205 or chapter 13, and she's currently in the room with the Duke alone, and I'm a little bit nervous because the Duke does not like her, and I'm a little bit weary, to be honest. I do know some spoilers. I do know a few spoilers. For example, they talk about the Dark One, and I'm pretty sure I know who that is because I heard names. It's kind of like another series I read that has a very similar concept. I'm not going to talk about that because that could be a spoiler too to the other series, but there is a concept that I've seen before in another book where there's a character and I'm like, okay, I know who that is. So I know who the Dark One is, and that's all I'm gonna say. They kind of just got to the whole like close proximity thing, and so they're forced to be together now, so there's gonna be a lot more things happening between them. I've never really read a bodyguard romance, and I've been wanting to for so long because I love the forced proximity trope, and so this is giving me everything I want with that, because if you are a bodyguard, you have to be close to someone, you have to protect them, you have to make sure they're okay, you have to keep an eye on them, you have to be around them all the time, and I am just like, I love that concept. I love it so much. Why can't it be me though? I want a man that has a sword at his hip, watching over me, protecting me with armor on, and like, never mind. I'm just being delusional at this point. Moving on. So I'll update you as I go. Probably not 50 pages. I'll probably update you every 100 pages, unless something interesting happens or something like, you know, whatever happens. I will do that, and I will continue this and see what happens. And I'm excited because that's the whole point of reading. Have fun. So I'm going to go and do that. You're currently propped on my knee, so if you fall over, don't be surprised. I'm on the very end of chapter 15 on page 240, and I'm just gonna film myself reading because I'm gonna be embarrassing myself reading this, so might as well. Without saying too much, Poppy joined the fight. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, let me see what happens. I need to keep reading. I need to keep reading. She trips him. And then he's like, that's not very nice. It's not, but it's amusing. I need to highlight. Oh my god, I actually really like Hawk. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to admit it. He's kind of funny. He's kind of cheeky. I like it. "12 in the morning. I just have to say one thing. I'm on page 333. If these two are mates, I'm probably gonna be happy because what? Like, did they know each other from a past life? Does she forget about him? Are they mates? I need to know. I need to know more."
Penelope, this is just scandalous reading material for the maiden.
Shut up.
Oh, very naughty.
There's nothing wrong with me reading about love.
Well, I didn't say there was. But I don't think what she is writing about has anything to do with love.
Apologies, my heater's on. I'm halfway through this book, so I should have updates, right? I should have a lot of updates for you, but I don't. You know why? Because nothing's happening other than romance and pining and slowly built tension, and I'm not even mad about it. I'm kind of happy about it because it's fun. It's enjoyable. I'm enjoying my time reading it. It's not good, but it's fun, and that's why I'm here. Poppy and Hawk are just slowly getting to know each other, and, well, Poppy just being a thirsty woman. That's all she is right now. But you know what? Good for her. Maybe someday she will beat the thirst, and it'll be quenched. It will happen. Like I mentioned last night, I think that they could become mates. He keeps, like, sniffing her, which I should find that weird, but I've read Omegaverse, and I like shifter romances, so sniffing is not a bad thing to me. It's weird, but I'm weird. So it works. So everyone can watch this and see me be a weirdo who simps after Hawk, because Hawk gives me Astarion vibes from Baldur's Gate. He's like that annoying, pompous, sarcastic dude, and I kind of love it. I'm just gonna read this and continue it because I'm kind of liking it. It's kind of fun. I'm reading it with the dramatized version, as you saw from my Hoopla app, so I can even hear his British accent, and I'm loving it. It's a great time. If anything happens that isn't just pining and constant thirst on Poppy's end, I will update you. Something happened. I'm literally here just to talk about it, and it's not going to be spoilers, but it's going to be like vague hints. Now, there's a character in this book who does things to Poppy that are not very nice, and she randomly decided to just go out and say it out loud, and something happened to that character. And the way I think it was Hawk, the way I think Hawk did it, the things I've written in my notes is embarrassing. I don't think I'd ever want to show it to you. Anyway, The part that I'm talking about, the part that I think it was Hawk, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll show it with a page, so don't look if you don't want to know spoilers. But I will show it on the screen. Here's the scene. My boyfriend's in the other room, talking on headset with his friends. I had to rush in here when it happened. I was trying not to squeal and make it weird for him and his friends to hear a woman in the other room squealing like a simp. Okay, I am a little bit of a simp, so yikes. But I'm gonna continue this and see if I'm right or not. I won't tell you if I was right or not because I don't want to spoil it, but just Hawk. I bet you there's so many people that hate him, but I like him. Okay, that's all I wanted to come in here for. I literally just came in here to say that one scene just killed me, and I'm gonna continue it. I'm currently on chapter 26, 380 pages in, so I'll update you whenever I want to. Bad news, friends. I think, well, let's just say after what I just updated you about, bad things happened. If I was right about the last thing, Poppy isn't gonna like Hawk. Big yikes. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Oh no, there's only one horse. Well, technically there's more horses, but oh no, she has to ride on a Hawk's horse. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Me next. I'm in line. I'm embarrassing myself. I'm embarrassing myself. For free. Ugh.
Felt the tendons in his arm flex under my hand as my hips moved in the same circles he was making against me.
I would thrust my fingers in
Oh no.
and out.
Well, everyone, I finished for Blind Nash. I didn't update you, maybe I should have updated you more, but there's a reason for that, and it's because I was almost done the book anyway. I had like a third of the book left, and I thought I would just finish it and just talk about it overall. I read for like 3 hours yesterday to finish this, and I had a fun time with it, but I have a few things to say now. I feel like the main update I want to talk about that isn't a spoiler is Hawk himself. Now, I liked Hawk. Well, I still do, but there's like parameters now. So I really liked Hawk, the first, especially like up until like here, this part. I really liked him. I felt like he was annoying, but like in a sweet way. He was very like caring for Poppy. He was very attentive and he was so caring and loving to her. But then there's something that happens, like a shift. And then I felt a little bit icky about him. I just felt uncomfortable by some of the things that he not only said, but like did. And I don't know how I feel about those scenes. I still like him, but sometimes he just needs to take a step down because my goodness gracious, sometimes he's way too blasé and he's so witty and trying to be charming and flirtatious, but I'm just like, buddy, just shut up. Like, she needs you to be serious right now. She is literally fighting you and saying, stop, get off me, don't touch me, and like fighting against him. And he's just like, oh, you know you want it. In that way, I'm not talking about anything too nefarious. He's trying to grab her to like hold her still because she's trying to attack him, and he's just telling her, hey, calm down, stop. But then he'll mention some weird creepy thing like, oh, you know you like it, like don't pretend. And I'm like, ew, that makes me feel like you're a creep a little bit. I still kind of do like him. He has some parts to him that are really likable, but he has some things I just don't like. I like his playful attitude, but there's definitely a time and a place, and I think that he's not good at that. I think he needs to just calm down and, you know, read the room. I think that's what Hawk needs to do. In regards to Poppy, I really like Poppy. I think she is sometimes a damsel in distress, but I still like her a lot because she's pretty badass, and I really like that about her. So I enjoy Poppy. I think she's a really cool character, and I'm really happy for her whenever she tries to go against what everyone wants her to do, and I'm really liking that about her. That being said, I'm gonna talk about how I feel overall and the rating I gave this and how I'm gonna keep it. Now, I think it might be obvious considering what you've seen of me so far and my reactions, but I've liked this book. It was not a good book, but a fun book. I think that's like the exact kind of comment I need for this book. It wasn't amazing, but I had such a good time with it. I had such a fun time with it, and I adored some of it, okay? I did adore most of this book. I'm probably gonna give it 4 stars. I did enjoy it a lot. I mean, I don't think it was like the best ever. This kind of does give me the vibes of other Romantasy I've seen, like really popular Romantasy I've seen, so it's not that new and fresh, but I still genuinely liked it, and so I will be keeping it. I did annotate it the entire way through, and then of course all my tabs, as you can see. So I did enjoy it, my time overall. I will be keeping it on my shelves. I don't know if I'll love the rest of the series. I heard that it goes downhill, so I'll try the next books. I do own right here Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, so I will give it a try, but I'm not gonna hold my breath thinking that I'm gonna love the rest of the series. I know there's like at least 6 in this main series and then a few in the side series, and so there's a lot of books to get through, which I didn't need to add another series onto my currently reading, but here we are. starting another one. So I'm going to slide this back onto my shelf and I'm going to end the video off. I did enjoy this, but like I said, it wasn't the best, but I still liked it. And that's kind of what matters, I guess. I heard a lot of mixed things, but people I genuinely like there's some booktubes I really like, or even my friend that didn't love this book, or some of them even hated this book. I just had a fun time with it. So that's just the honest truth about it. And yeah, I had a great time. So that's all I really have to say about that. DNF's Rhapsodic. So I might just take this off my shelf and replace it. There we go. There they are together. I should be reading the rest of the series soon enough, so we'll see if I actually end up doing that, but I should be continuing the rest of the series soon so that I don't forget too much information. Again, thanks so much for being here. I had a good time with this video. I'm actually happy that I went from a book I didn't love as much to a book I really did enjoy. So I'm hoping the next wrapped up book I unwrap, I will also enjoy. I don't have that many, but I have enough that I have a whole bookshelf and a little bit more over here. You can't see very well. I have 5 books right here, and I have the entire of my top bookshelf. So I still have at least 20-25 books left. So I'm looking forward to eventually getting that if I ever get it for my TBR board game, or if I just decide to do it myself. So eventually you'll see another Unwrap or Unhaul video, and I am looking forward to it because I really want to get books off my shelf and get the books I haven't read yet read, of course. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Let me know your opinions if you read this book. Why am I pointing here? If you read For Blood and Ash, let me know how you felt about it, and be honest, because I know that a lot of people don't like it, but if you did like it, there will be camaraderie with me because I did. I hope you have a great day, great rest of January, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.